WPPJ, Pittsburgh.
Check out sports bikes, classic bikes, unicycles, and even Pee Wee Herman's bike, plus hands-on activities about what makes bicycles go. It's all at Bikes, Science on Two Wheels at Carnegie Science Center in Pittsburgh. See over 60 bikes of every shape and size. And on Saturdays, there's special programming like BMX shows, unicycle demonstrations, and bike building. Bikes, Science on Two Wheels, presented by Dollar Bank. Visit CarnegieScienceCenter.com for more details.
Host of Broadway Babies. Tune in Wednesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. as I bring you Broadway Babies, a show that focuses on a different Broadway actor or actress each week and plays music from their most memorable shows, as well as gives you information on their Broadway careers. Only on 670 AM WPPJ Radio.
It's Friday. What can make Friday better? Us, of course. Us, in this case, being Ryan and Phil. Your hosts possess genius intellect, stunning good looks, and Phil's here too.
I can hear you.
Listen to Sports Talk with Ryan and Phil every Friday morning from 10 to noon on WPPJ.
Hey, Maki, check this out. Look at these Japanese import games I bought.
What? You big dummy. You can't get these in Pittsburgh. There's no import shops.
There's a magical place at 431 Rhode Island Road in Penn Hills called Penn Hills Game Exchange.
What? Penn Hills Game Exchange? What about American games, pinball, and arcade, and tournaments and the like?
What? Didn't you hear me? I said it was a magical place. Of course they have all those games. You been living under a rock or something?
Penn Hills Game Exchange. Like us on Facebook, and of course, the high fives are always free.
Time for news and weather on 670 AM WPPJ Radio.
This is Zach Durkin with your WPPJ News Update. The death toll of a massive earthquake in the Philippines rose to 144 Wednesday morning. The quake, which struck Tuesday, injured nearly 300 people. Many were celebrating the Muslim holiday of Eid al-Adha. The Pacific Tsunami Center says there is no threat of a tsunami. 5 people were hospitalized this weekend in a Chicago suburb due to the deadly drug crocodile. The cases in Illinois are similar to cases in Utah, Arizona, and Oklahoma. Dr. Abin Singla of Presence St. Joseph Medical Center says of crocodile, it's a zombie drug. It literally kills you from the inside out. The drug has been spreading from Russia and the Ukraine. From our partners at the Globe. At 5 o'clock today, the Stand Up for Homeless Children, a performance art installation event, will take place in the Village Park. The event raises awareness for homeless children in Allegheny County. Volunteers will stand in silence holding a drawing of a child's face in front of their own for 15 minutes to represent a homeless child. Volunteers are asked to arrive 15 minutes early to get into position. In weather, today's high is 64 with a low of 46. Showers throughout the day. Tomorrow will be 59, partly cloudy. This has been Zach Durkin with your WPPJ News Update.
What am I waiting for? A spell to be cast, a for it to be broken. At the very last, some wild ghost from my past come to split me wide open. Oh, if I bandage my eyes, will you press in my hand a small simple token? I was born there first, you never spoken. I began hearing these voices in the dial tone, and they come to me now, though I dismember my phone. They say you wanna hear something that you already know. If it comes from above, well this one comes from below. He says you're all sleeping together, but you will die alone. Been sown. As a child I aspired to be a superhero. Now I live with the corpses of the lives I let go. Oh, I know you all know how these things start to show. I've been trying to make myself better, so I can fare the fair foul weather. I write a song like a prison letter. I write a song maybe to make me feel better. It won't break free my fetters. I got jealous and bored. Soon I'll be passing out cold on the kitchen floor. Soon I'll be passing out cold on the kitchen floor. Singing, when am I gonna feel better? I said, when am I gonna feel better? I said, when am I gonna feel better? I have been patient for a long time now. I've been patient for a long time now. I've been patient for a long time now. I've been patient for a long time now, and I will never be a younger man now. Oh, what am I waiting for? A spell to be cast, or for it to be broken. At the very last, some old ghosts from my past come to spin me wide open. Pull down my hand, there is nothing at all, because nothing's a token. I will be good, though my body be broken. I will be good, though my body be broken. I will be good, though my body be broken. I will be good, though my body be broken. I will be good, though my body be broken. I will be good, though my body be broken. I will be good, though my body be broken. I will be good, like I want for nothing at all.
All right, welcome to Sports Buzz, where you can get the buzz and all things Pittsburgh sports and more on Thursdays 2 to 3 on 670 AM WPPJ. I'm Harry Buzz.
And I am Mike Kravetz.
And we're going to get you started here right off the bat with some Penguins hockey. And man, are they doing well right now. First place in the division, third overall in the league.
Only one loss?
Yeah, second only to the undefeated Colorado Avalanche and San Jose Sharks. And what can we say about the Penguins right now? They had a little bit of a what was the word that news article I read today? What did they say? A clunker?
Yeah, a clunker. Yeah.
They had a bit of a clunker in Florida. Lost 6-3. There's rookie goaltender Jeff Zatkoff started the game. He made his NHL debut. Let up 6 goals.
Yeah, I mean it was a bad day by the defense too.
Yeah.
So I don't think you can really pinpoint Zatkoff for the reason why they lost. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too worried.
Yeah, I agree. I think that the Penguins' neutral zone play in that game was pretty bad. The breakout, they weren't getting. I mean, they got pucks to the net. They scored 3 goals.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was kind of the classic Penguins, bad defense in the neutral zone. And I thought that they were letting too many guys into the crease, but that was just me.
Yeah, but the highlight, Evgeny Malkin got his first goal of the season.
Finally.
So.
Yes, and we've had some speculation on Evgeny Malkin, and I guess we may as well segue into that. Is he missing James Neal a little bit?
I would say shooting the puck wise. I mean, I think he's more of a facilitator now with Jokinen on the side. So, I mean, I think he'll be fine. I know you have your doubts. So
yeah, I mean, I think that Evgeny Malkin, I think that UC Jokinen rather is benefiting a little bit from Evgeny Malkin.
Yeah,
I mean, he bucketed 3, got his second career hat trick. The first career he had in Dallas, but yeah, so he's been producing very well on that second line. So we got the loss in Florida. Unfortunately, they get a much needed win, and I kind of have this thing where the Penguins kind of play bad against bad teams, or what do you think about this? Would you say that the Penguins play poorly against bad teams, or would you say that bad teams just play us really hard?
I would say bad teams play the Penguins really hard because they know that they're that good of a team. That's who they measure themselves up against.
Yeah.
So, they're going to get it every night. So they just got to come out and play hard. And with Florida, they didn't come out and play hard, especially on defense.
Yeah, but nobody cares. I mean, they got.
Oh yeah, right.
Nobody cares about that.
Yeah.
I mean, you kind of noticed that in the Edmonton game.
Yeah.
I think that the Penguins, definitely played their game, but Edmonton definitely came to play in that game. They presented a problem.
Yeah.
For the Penguins. Obviously, the Penguins got the win. I thought, if I'm the Oilers coach, I want the Oilers to win that game.
Yeah.
I mean, they got to win that game, obviously. So, I mean, the Oilers have some trouble. They're on the verge of, if they keep playing the way they do, they're on the verge of another losing season and another. I mean, they have a position to get a top 5 draft pick again.
Yeah.
But what good is going to do that? What good is that franchise going to benefit from that if that's all they've gotten in the last 4 years?
Yeah, Nugent Hopkins, Nail Yakupov. Don't get me started on him.
Yeah, I mean, I think the coach. Forgive me for not knowing his name, but the coach benched him.
Yeah, because he wasn't going to check anymore. He wants to be an offensive player.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to adapt. He doesn't want to be a two-way player, and that's what they need for the team to be successful. So
that's what you kind of have when you have a team made up of first-round draft picks.
Yeah,
first overall draft picks rather. Okay, so we'll take us into Tampa Bay, where the Penguins look to be in a little bit of a rut there defensively as well. But luckily for us, we have number 87 on our team.
That's right.
Who gets his 8th career hat trick in awesome fashion. I mean, he lit up that goaltender in that game. He was playing great, and he had some great footwork. There's a cool GIF running around. You can look it up on Penn's blog of Sidney Crosby kind of soccer kicking the puck in front of him. You've seen him do it time and time again, and it was just wonderful.
Yeah, I mean the key for that game, the Penguins' power play, 3 for 5.
Yeah,
and Niskanen, once again, he's going to come back to haunt me this season for I calling him dead weight, but he got the winning goal in that game. And he's looking mighty impressive.
Yeah, and my dad always says that defensemen on this team want to play to stay, and I think Matt Niskanen is definitely playing to stay right now.
Yeah.
I can't speak for what's going to happen in the future, obviously, but I think he's going to play to stay. And we mentioned the Edmonton game, 3-2 victory for the Penguins, their 3rd straight, and blocked shots. How many were there?
23.
That's huge.
That's going to be the big thing you'll see from this Penguins defense this year. They're going to have, I think, at least half of the games this year, they're going to have more than 20 block shots.
Yeah.
And that's a big reason why Rob Scuderi is here, because they knew that they may let a lot of teams get a lot of shots on goal, but they're going to have to sacrifice their bodies. And I think Scuderi and Martin are definitely the 2 candidates that you have to look at and say, okay, they're gonna lay their bodies on the ice for me and block a shot.
Definitely. I love Rob Scuderi. I was so excited to see that the Penguins got him back. Absolutely a great player. He's the reason why our defense is doing well. I'll say it again. He is the reason why our defense is doing well.
Yeah,
absolutely.
No doubt.
Surprise offense from the 4th line.
Yeah, Tanner Glass, who I was not a big proponent of him making the team this year, but in that Carolina game last week, he stepped it up. Fighting, scoring wise, passing wise. I mean. It's unbelievable right now.
Yeah, he's doing well. And Craig Adams has got 3 goals.
I know. When's the last time he had 3 goals in a season?
I don't know, but he's playing well. He's playing really well right now. I got in a fight with Ryan Malone as soon as the puck drops.
Yeah, that was
in Tampa Bay. Really cool.
Yeah,
really good fight. I mean, they were hammering away to each other. I thought that they had played together. I always kind of get a little jaded whenever I see teammates fight old teammates. It kind of irks me a little bit, especially if there's animosity behind it. But that was clearly your classic hockey fight that gets your team riled up and ready to play. And I mean, what can we say? There's 9 goals scored in that game.
Yeah,
and Tampa Bay was coming at us the whole game. And I think the Penguins were down for the half of the game.
Yeah,
and they came back. They came back and won.
And then Joe Vitale. I mean, he's the glue of that 4th line, I think.
Oh, absolutely. So yeah, he's playing really well. Yeah, Malkin off the scoreboard. You expect him to pick it up a little bit, maybe if James Neal comes back? Or?
I do, because he got the winning goal against the Oilers.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yes, that he did.
I also like to mention that he has now scored a goal against every NHL team. He had previously not scored a goal against the Oilers. It was the only team in the NHL.
That is pretty nifty. That is pretty nifty.
But I think he will. I think he knows that if the team wants to win a Stanley Cup, he can't have his days where, I'll only play well when Sidney Crosby's injured.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely. And we talked a little bit about that with Alex Ovechkin. I think he made a great point that he needs to stop playing for the 50-goal season and start playing to win his team a Stanley Cup.
Yeah.
So I mean, not that Evgeny Malkin needs to necessarily take that mentality, because where he is well capable of scoring at least 40 goals, at least that, in a season. But put the team on your back.
Yeah. But I did want to bring up though, Olli Mata.
We're back with Ollie.
I know we've been talking about him a lot.
Ollie Oxenfree.
But by our show, by this time next week, will he be on the team? Because they'll have to make a decision on that.
Well, I will be honest with you. I'm into the fact that you love Olli Mata the way you do. I'm into the fact that you want him to make the team, and there's obviously that Finnish connection rather, with Jussi Jokinen and Olli Mata and everything like that. And it's good to have that style of play on the ice. But at the same time, I haven't really noticed Olli Mata too much. But at the same time, conversely, that's kind of what you expect out of your defensemen.
Yes.
The less you notice them, the better they're doing.
Yeah, and I mean, I know he, in the OHL, he was putting up a lot of, high numbers. He's going to be an offensive defenseman in the future. But when you first get into the league, you don't expect that from a young defenseman. You really got to hone your defensive style of your game. And
lest he become another Chris Letang.
Right. And I mean, 2 assists so far. I mean, he's -2. I mean, he had a bad weekend in Florida. I thought he looked a little better Tuesday night against Edmonton. But I think it'll just depend on what are they going to do once Letang comes back.
Yeah.
What about Simone Dupre? I mean, he's still in the AHL right now, so
he's another candidate to be that offensive defenseman. Absolutely.
So. I mean, they're going to have an abundance of defensemen. I will expect some of them to be gone by the trading deadline, but I
think Dan Bilesman knows that Simone Dupre can play hockey at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I won't expect him to go, but I don't know. I hope Mata can make it, but
yeah, we're gunning for him.
The chances are unlikely.
It's always cool to see that young rookie trying to make the team. You have a 9-game audition.
Yeah, like you remember Jordan Staal.
Yeah,
that
was exciting.
So it's possible.
Yeah, Jordan Stahl's an excellent hockey player. I always like to see Jordan Stahl play. He had a really bizarre happenstance happen to him. I think their team was playing Vancouver, and the magic puck. He shot it, and it appeared to have gone bar down, but the puck took like a wonky frisbee bounce and landed directly on the line and scooted away. Huh. It's an interesting YouTube video. You should look that one up.
Yeah, I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, but around the league, the Rangers won last night 2-1 or 2-0 against the Capitals. Late in the game, it was scoreless throughout 2 periods, I believe. Or the Rangers, I believe, scored their first as the second period was coming to a close. And good for the Rangers, finally stepping up a little bit. I mean, they have a little bit of woes. They're on a 9-game road trip that hopefully will come to a conclusion soon, because they have. I mean, their rink is undergoing some major renovations over there at Madison Square Garden.
Yeah, it is.
So they can't play at home. And I made the case that they were going to be one of the best road teams because of this. And the way they've been playing on the road, the way Lundqvist has been kind of been. I don't know. I don't know if they're going to do it. I don't know how well they're going to be this year. I think they made a bad move with that Rick Nash trade. You'll hear me say it time and time again. Speaking of Rick Nash, placed on the injured reserve.
Yeah, that's some big news.
That's some big news. Especially especially considering you threw all your money at that player, and now he's out. And the perpetrator, Brad Stewart, served his 30-game suspension, and the Sharks didn't miss him.
Yeah, sure
they
haven't.
Stomped on the St. Louis Blues.
I was really surprised by that.
Yeah, we thought that was going to be a close game.
Yeah.
So, but I don't think the Blues are out. They're down.
Oh, no.
There's no way. They're going to be a force this year. They'll make the playoffs. Hopefully, they'll see a second-round turnaround there.
Yeah. But I will say, though, I'm really looking forward. I wish they were playing each other sooner in the season.
Yeah.
The Avalanche and the Sharks.
Oh,
they don't play each other until December 23rd for the first time.
That's crazy.
But I think both teams will still be pretty darn good by that time. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to finish up talking about the NHL. I got your power rankings, my power rankings rather.
Yeah, and the Pens Flyers.
And the Pens preview. We're going to do the Pens
right.
Flyers preview. We are very excited about that. Hopefully I won't be too long-winded with that, but I am excited. And more to come on the Flyers and why they are stinking up the ice when we come back. Sports Buzz.
A rhizome has neither beginning or end. It is always in the middle, between things, interbeing, intermezzo. Listen to Rhizome Thursdays at 11 p.m. on 670 AM WPPJ.
Hello.
What are you up to on Tuesday 4 to 5? Red Radio. It's pretty awesome.
I'm Jenna.
And I'm Spencer.
Tune in to hear indie and alternative hits and awesome comedic skits.
Hey everyone, this is Michael Costa from Costa's Corner. I want to tell you all about my friends at Penn Hills Game Exchange. First thing you're asking yourself is, hey Costa, what's Penn Hills Game Exchange? Well, my friends, it's an independently owned video game store open 7 days a week, located at 431 Rhode Road in Penn Hills. If you're a gamer, allow me to welcome you to your new heaven. They have games and systems from today's generation with the Wii U, Xbox 360, and PlayStation 3. Feeling a little nostalgic, are we? Well, they also have games from the 8 and 16-bit era as well. Not only are they a video game store, they also have multiple pinball and arcade machines that you can play for one low price. And for all you competitors out there, please check out Tuesday Night Throwdown, a weekly fighting game tournament. Check them out on Facebook for hours and events. You'll be doing yourself an injustice by not checking out Penn Hills Game Exchange. So please, swing by. You will not regret it.
And now it's time for your WPPJ Sports Update.
This is Zach Aaron with your sports update on 670 AM WPPJ. Yesterday, the men's soccer team traveled to Washington and Jefferson College and beat them by a score of 3-1. Goals were scored by Delanch in the 4th minute, Laux in the 69th minute, and McKinley in the 83rd minute. Their next game will be this Saturday versus KIAC rival Brescia at 1 p.m. over at Highmark Stadium. In women's soccer news, Emily Levere was named the KIAC Offensive Player of the Week. The next game for the women's soccer team will be this Saturday versus Brescia at 11 a.m. over at Highmark Stadium. The next game for the volleyball team will be tomorrow at 2 p.m. as they visit Shawnee State in Ohio. And finally, the Pittsburgh Penguins are in Philadelphia tonight as they square off against the Flyers at 7 p.m. This has been Zach Aaron with your sports update on 670 a.m. WPPJ. Now back to your regular programming.
Don't let my soul catch my body make up my mind. Don't let my soul catch my body make up my mind. Oh, this world make me weary. I'm living here on borrowed time. Gonna pray the Lord, free my spirit, the spirit gonna give a sign. Gonna pray the Lord, free my spirit, the spirit gonna give a sign. Oh, this world make me weary, selling me what never been mine. Now if I'm good to my body still point the way. Now if I'm good to my body still point the way. Oh, these days they are numbered.
And welcome back to Sports Buzz. I am Michael Kravetz alongside
Harry Buzz.
And before we get into some Pens Flyers talk, I'm going to turn it over to you for your top 5 teams.
All right, here we go with the top 5 teams. And I wish I could do all of them, but I only have time for 5. Coming in at number 5, the Toronto Maple Leafs. Welcome to the club. They're playing some great hockey right now, definitely showing themselves off to be competitive in the last couple of games. I think they're 5th place in the league, rather. Second to and then coming in at number 4 are the Anaheim Ducks. They've won 5 in a row, playing very well. Their last loss was against the Colorado Avalanche, and the Avalanche seem to be steaming through everybody these days as they are undefeated. The Penguins at number 3, Sidney Crosby with his hat trick in the 4th line production is absolutely deserving of that 3 spot. And the Colorado Avalanche, again at number 2, I don't think they've moved. They were 2 last week.
Staying put.
Yeah, Semyon Varlamov is definitely solidifying his position, and Patrick Waugh is doing a great job with that defense and that goaltending. And, of course, the San Jose Sharks remain at number 1 with the best offense in the NHL right now. Joe Thornton and Brent Burns, both +9.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Already.
And Patrick Marleau. I'm amazed by how the numbers he's putting up.
He's
for
incredible.
his age.
He's incredible. And they get over 50 shots a game.
It's going to be tough to stop all this.
Yeah,
shots.
They're going to be good. Hopefully they don't poop out like they usually do at the end of the season there. But I'd like to see the San Jose Sharks win a Stanley Cup, especially for my roommate. He's a diehard Sharks fan. So that will be the greatest day of his life. Okay, so we're going to transform into... Transformers into Penguins and Flyers. Okay, here we go. Pens and Flyers tonight. Is it even a rivalry anymore?
I'd say, well, of course it's a rivalry.
Of course it's a rivalry, but what kind of a game are we going to see tonight?
I think we're going to see a good Flyers effort right now because they need a win.
They
big time.
Desperately need a win.
1-6.
Bottom of the league.
Yeah, and I mean
30th place.
I know that I didn't think they were going to be this bad.
Buffalo is doing better.
Yeah.
Right now.
Yeah.
I mean, they have, like I said, the same amount of points.
Right.
But at the same time, like if you do the nitty-gritty, the Flyers are the worst team.
Yeah. And I'm just surprised. They're not getting any production from Claude Giroux. And you remember that series, Claude Giroux's a better player than Sidney Crosby.
Oh, my. Don't even get me started on that.
I mean, Braden Shen is leading their team in points right now.
It's miserable.
And LeCavier, I know he's at the tail end of his career, but I thought he would, I know it's still early in the season, but he is not looking like the Vincent LeCavier of old. And I thought he would, going to a new team, I guess, provide some sort of spark for them, and so far I haven't seen it.
Yeah, and I'm about to get into, as soon as it comes up on my phone here, I'm going to pull up these stats. I'm appalled at the way the Philadelphia Flyers are playing right now. I'm appalled by it. Braden Shen, like you said, leading the team with 4 points. Claude Giroux has 2 assists.
No goals.
No goals. Yeah, and remember when he was the best player in the world?
Yeah.
And he got the cover of NHL 13, which I quickly removed when I purchased the game, and photoshopped my own version with Sidney Crosby on the front. Max Talbot, their big man that they poached from us, $2 million a year, has got no goals.
I mean, they probably just wanted to get him away from the Penguins.
I mean,
they're not going to say it.
That's what it seems to me. Why do you... Okay, Max Talbot has a big game in Game 7. An incredible game. A game that won the city of Pittsburgh a Stanley Cup. That's wonderful for Max Talbot. It could have happened to anybody.
Yeah, it could have.
It could have happened to anybody. It could have happened to Marc-Andre Fleury if he really, really wanted it to happen. Impossible? No.
Right.
But Max Talbot is not worth the $2 million they were giving him. They just fired their coach after 3 games. I want to know what this management has. I want to know what this management has got in their heads. Craig Berube, who may be part of the problem, assistant coach, takes over as head coach. The GM, I mean, we see this every year with teams getting bad, but these guys are the Philadelphia Flyers, an original 6 team that absolutely is respected in the NHL. It's not respected in Pittsburgh, obviously.
Yeah.
But you expect to see something out of this team, and granted, I said this last week. If it was an 82-game season last year, I would expect the Flyers to come back, but I don't know. I don't know if they would have at this point. I mean, they got major goaltending trouble. They got rookies that are off the scoreboard that are supposed to be good.
And then Scott Hartnell. I mean, where's he been?
Who's he? I've never heard of Scott Hartnell. I mean, you mentioned that he was in a movie?
Yeah, last year. This is 40.
He was in that movie.
He made an appearance in it, yeah.
That's really funny.
I know.
That's hilarious to me. Well, he's not making an appearance on the ice.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And people are probably listening to me like, oh, he's so diehard Pittsburgh. But no, I have a respect for the Philadelphia Flyers. They play hard.
Yeah, and when they go up against the Penguins, you expect those games to be,
good,
instant classics.
Yeah. But I'm gonna prelude this comment with the series in 2012. That was a stupid series.
Yeah.
I thought that was a stupid series. There was, I think, 19 goals in one night or 18 or something like that, and it was an absolute gun show. Line brawls. I mean, that's kind of what you expect out of like the 70s or something.
Right.
But a stupid series nonetheless, and I'll tell you why. Because time and time again, the Philadelphia Flyers have no problem getting into the heads of the Pittsburgh Penguins. They have no problem doing it.
That's true.
And it's interesting to me because you got a team with the best player, the best players in the world, arguably Malkin, but Crosby I think is the best player in the world.
Yeah.
He may be the best ever to play the game, skill wise. Obviously the game changes, but you'd think that after all this time, the Penguins would figure out why the Flyers keep getting into their heads, and they'd play some hockey.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go. I mean, what's your prediction on tonight? Because
I think the game's gonna go to overtime. First overtime game for the Penguins, and
will it be because the Penguins are gonna just be is it gonna be a repeat of the past? Because they seem to have their hold on the Flyers last season. They seem to have their hold on them.
Yeah.
They didn't meet them in the playoffs, and it wasn't a big mind flub. I'll say flub. Can I say flub?
Yeah.
I can say flub.
Yeah.
I won't say the other one.
Right. Don't want to do that.
But yeah, so, I mean, I think the game could go either way. We have the skill. We have the better team. I think we could lose it.
Yeah, I mean, it's one game.
Game, yeah, but
I think the Flyers they'll come out hungry. They might get a couple goals up on the board early, but I think the Penguins will grit their way out to an overtime victory.
Yeah, and I mean, what with Peter Laviolette gone, I mean, he was the front runner in a lot of that shenanigan in that series.
Yeah, and you're not going to see Bosma, yelling at Berube. Right across. So you're not going to see that.
There's definitely going to be instigation from the team in orange, and I expect it to be a good game. I expect it to be a fun game. Can't wait to watch it.
Yeah.
I hope the Penguins win, but it also could be a big old mess.
Yeah.
So there's that. All right, what are we doing next?
All right, now we're going to get into some football talk. The Steelers finally have won a game. They are now 1-4 after beating the New York Jets 19-6.
They did it
last Sunday, and I must say it was an impressive performance by the Steelers defense. And they finally got some interceptions, something that they lacked. So Lawrence Timmons, Ryan Clark coming up with 2 interceptions in this game. The offense looked pretty good. The offensive line had their struggles early on, especially the one play. I'm not sure if you saw this. It looked like Ben Roethlisberger was going to get sacked for a safety. And he pushed off Muhammad Wilkerson, who is one of the top defensive ends in the league. And Ben did what Ben always does.
Yeah, it was sweet.
And but Kelvin Beachum, he got harassed on that play. And I will say that I was pretty impressed with the way he bounced back in the second half of the game. So you got to like what you see there. The running game, the Jets have one of the top run defenses in the league. But Bell, when you needed that first down, he gave it to you. So, yeah. I mean, he only had, I think, 34 yards rushing on 16 carries. It's not really a good average, but you got to like what you're seeing from him compared to, what you got from Dwyer and Redmond. So I think those are definitely positives. And then we talk about, Ben. He was connecting with Heath Miller a lot in this game. And Antonio Brown.
Something we've missed.
Yes,
out of Heath Miller. Something we've missed.
And Antonio Brown. They did a lot of screen passes early on in this game. I was really caught off guard by that because I didn't think they would implement as many as they did. Because I've always said, they should go to the screen passes more often, but I thought they scrapped that this year. But I believe it was like 9 of the first 13 pass plays were screen passes.
Yeah.
To either, Antonio Brown or, the running back. So I really like the way they looked. I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, they're going to win the Super Bowl now after one victory. But I think they can build some momentum off of this victory.
Yeah, absolutely. And you mentioned Antonio Brown and, giving the ball to Heath Miller. I'll say it again. I've missed seeing Heath Miller. I've missed the crowd going, Heath. That's something we've missed. Antonio Brown. Antonio, you had this brilliant chance to score a touchdown, and you didn't catch the ball.
Yeah, I will say he should have caught the ball, but I'm not taking anything away from him.
Okay.
I think he was definitely a big part of that game.
Yeah, all right.
If he wasn't on the field, Steelers still probably would have won. But
what do you think about Emmanuel Sanders, though?
Okay, Emmanuel Sanders, that was a nice catch that he had, 55-yard touchdown pass from Ben. But that flip into the end zone, what are you thinking?
Yeah, that was annoying.
I mean, Mike Tomlin was asked about it in his press conference, and he said it's silly. I mean,
absolutely, it's silly.
They're going to ban. They're not allowed to let any players now flip in the end zone.
I mean, granted. First of all, it's impressive to be able to stand and do a flip. But I mean, if you're going to get hit and flip it, I mean, it's funny to see yourself flip into the end zone. But I saw him land. He could have broken his back.
Yeah, or even his neck.
Yeah.
So. I mean, I know you're excited that you're getting your first touchdown because they need to show some of that excitement, but
that was preposterous.
Yeah, and I believe he started doing the flip before he was even in the end zone. He could have lost the ball. You've seen that many times over the years.
Yeah.
So
and I got to make a comment a little bit about football players, just in general, and nobody hate on me, but they're kind of the showboats, the biggest showboaty athletes, I feel.
I'd have to disagree with that.
Oh, okay.
I think we don't really talk about NBA. I think there's.
Oh yeah, we don't.
So
we don't have a basketball team in Pittsburgh. Sorry.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. They implemented that rule obviously a couple years ago.
Mm-hmm.
If you celebrate, you're gonna get if you excessively celebrate, you'll get a penalty. So
yeah. I don't know. I think they're kind of showboatish.
Yeah. I mean, I
don't ever see. I see a hockey player do a fist pump. I see a guy do a touchdown dance that lasts 3 minutes.
Yeah, I mean it's there for the fans too. They want to entertain the fans.
Yeah, of course. It's all in good fun. They make millions of dollars. Why not? Why not do a little jig?
Or
do a Tebow.
Hey,
that
when he
did we just mention Tim Tebow on our
yes.
show? Oh no.
Just like ESPN when they were all in that craze. So
I'm not looking at you.
But, okay, so back to the game.
Okay.
The Steelers' defense, especially up front, Brett Kiesel had to leave the game midway through the third quarter, and he didn't return. I was impressed with the way Ziggy Hood, who was benched earlier in the week in favor of Cam Hayward, they both looked really well when Kiesel wasn't in there, and that's something you want to see.
Yeah.
Ziggy Hood got a sack. Lamar Woodley, Jason Worlds also added some sacks. And it's nice that they're finally getting pressure on the quarterback, because if they obviously want to win more games, they're going to have to start implementing new schemes.
Yeah.
And they made Geno Smith look like a rookie.
Yeah, we were mentioning that, how Geno Smith kind of, the rookie bug, he kind of caught it. Who did they play last week?
The Atlanta Falcons.
They played the Falcons, and he played like a veteran.
Yeah, and they won.
And they won. But I think the Steelers made him catch the rookie bug, and showed him up for what he is. And Polamalu killed the guy.
Yeah, what a hit it was on, I believe it was Stephen Hill.
Yeah.
That was a huge hit. Very clean, too.
Yeah, clean hit.
And it's just proven, he's looking like his young self again.
He looks like a tiger.
Yeah. So it'll be looking for some more splash plays from him, especially against Baltimore.
Yeah,
on Sunday.
And we're actually about to go to a break, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the preview of the Ravens and the Steelers and what we think is going to happen in that game, as well as some interesting shenanigans going on in Boston.
Yeah, that's right.
And where else?
Houston.
And Houston. So get excited. We'll be back. Sports Buzz.
Every Friday night, 8 to 9 on WPPJ, we got John Zabelli with Dead Pixels.
Check out sports bikes, classic bikes, unicycles, and even Pee Wee Herman's bike, plus hands-on activities about what makes bicycles go. It's all at Bikes, Science on Two Wheels at Carnegie Science Center in Pittsburgh. See over 60 bikes of every shape and size. And on Saturdays, there's special programming like BMX shows, unicycle demonstrations, and bike building. Bikes, Science on Two Wheels, presented by Dollar Bank. Visit CarnegieScienceCenter.com for more details.
Hi, I'm Tori, host of Broadway Babies. Tune in Wednesday nights from 8 to 9 p.m. as I bring you Broadway Babies, a show that focuses on a different Broadway actor or actress each week and plays music from their most memorable shows, as well as gives you information on their Broadway careers. Only on 670 AM WPPJ Radio.
Hey, Maki, check this out. Look at these Japanese import games I bought.
What? You big dummy. You can't get these in Pittsburgh. There's no import shops.
There's a magical place at 431 Rhode Island Road in Penn Hills called Penn Hills Game Exchange.
What? Penn Hills Game Exchange? What about American games, pinball, and arcade, and tournaments and the like?
What? Didn't you hear me? I said it was a magical place. Of course they have all those games. You been living under a rock or something?
Penn Hills Game Exchange. Like us on Facebook, and of course, the high fives are always free.
It's now time for your WPPJ Music Update.
This is Kylie, your WPPJ Music Director, here with the September 2013 edition of WPPJ Concert Calendar. This month's shows include September 7th, De La Soul at Stage AE. September 8th, Muse at Consol Energy Center. September 11th, Mayor Hawthorne at Altar Bar. September 12th and 13th, Gaslight Anthem at Mr. Smalls. Also September 13th, Rancid at Stage AE. September 14th, Joy Ike at the Hard Rock Cafe. September 19th, Saves the Day at Altar Bar. September 20th, the Coors Light Silver Bullet Bash featuring Young the Giant at Stage AE. Stay tuned for the latest information on concerts in Pittsburgh, and if you'd like to advertise your band's next show, be sure to contact 670 AM WPPJ Radio.
So I guess here we go. Cram into the back of a van, oh yeah. All of our friends with no plan, oh yeah. Some wild jockey up in the front seat. Whatever it takes, and put up your feet on the dash. We got a stereo freeze. We got a sweet summer breeze. A half an hour in the record exchange. We were always together. We were never the same. Me and you and Jackie Matoo. 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 I hate music. What is it worth? It can't bring you back to this earth.
Yeah. Welcome back to Sports Buzz. I'm Harry Buzz.
And I'm Michael Kravetz.
And you're listening to 670 AM WPPJ. And we're going to come back at you with a little bit of a preview of what we hope is a Steelers victory.
Yeah, they're going up against the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday, 4:25 kickoff.
Huge rivalry.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of buzz going around for this game like the normal Baltimore-Pittsburgh games normally have.
Right, yeah. I would say the same thing. I mean, it just comes with the Steelers not, winning many games. You all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Something bit Mike. No, but the Steelers haven't been winning a lot of games. I mean, and the Penguins have. So, I mean, focus shifts when your team doesn't win. I mean, look at the Pirates. They haven't won in how many years, and all of a sudden they start winning. Boom.
Yeah, and I will say though that this is a very important game.
Yeah, extremely.
Baltimore's 3-3. They don't want to go under 500, and Steelers really need another win if they want to have any chance. Because if they lose this game, I think their chances of winning the division are at
pretty
0.
much over. Yeah.
So I think this is a must-win for the Steelers.
Is it winnable?
Oh, absolutely. Because you look at the Ravens game last week against the Packers, their running game was invisible.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Rice didn't really do anything, and they had a tough time scoring. And Steelers defense coming off a high against the Jets.
A very, very high.
Yeah, so I would expect to be a low-scoring game.
Okay.
So,
I'm
yeah.
down with that.
Yeah.
All right, so you expect it to be a low-scoring game. Okay, we mentioned the Flyers and the Penguins being kind of, having the potential to be a little bit of a mess.
Yeah.
Do we foresee that coming up with the upcoming rivalry game?
No. I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, they'll have their heads pretty well screwed on, right?
Yeah.
All right. So all right. What do you predict the score is going to be? You said low scoring.
I will say 20-10 Steelers.
Okay. I mean, that's pretty low scoring considering the fact we've had scores in the 50s.
Yeah. So
yeah. So anyway, before we get too far off hand here, let's do your primetime performers.
Yeah, primetime performers.
Time. Sorry.
Of the week for the NFL. Coming in at number 5, we have Tim Jennings, cornerback from the Chicago Bears. 2 interceptions, 1 return for a touchdown, and also a tackle. They go on to beat the New York Giants 27-21. Number 4, Dwayne Harris, a wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, and his big night was not on the offensive side. It was in the special team side. 2 punt returns for a total of 109 yards, including an 86-yard punt return for a touchdown. He also had 2 kick returns for a total of 113 yards. As Dallas goes on to beat the Washington Redskins 31-16. Coming in at number 3, Ken Burrell-Tompkins, making a fantastic game-winning touchdown catch from Tom Brady as the New England Patriots beat the New Orleans Saints 30-27. He also had 3 receptions in that game for 45 yards. We'll be talking more about that game in just a bit.
Yeah.
Number 2, Alec Ogletree, linebacker for the St. Louis Rams. Their whole defense, I wish I could give the whole team a spot here on my list because they beat the Houston Texans in Houston 38-13. It was a drubbing, to say the least. He had 10 tackles, 98-yard interception return for a touchdown.
Wow.
So he had a pretty impressive day. And then coming in at number 1, I know what you're saying. Oh, is it going to be Peyton Manning? No, he didn't make the list.
Oh, no!
It's tight end Vernon Davis from the San Francisco 49ers. He had a huge night, 8 receptions for 180 yards and 2 touchdowns as the 49ers go on to beat the Arizona Cardinals 32-20. And that will be the primetime performers.
All right, primetime performers. In other news, I just got an update on my phone, on my nifty-difty phone, that Matt Schaub won't play on Sunday.
Not surprising.
Yeah.
Because he hurt his ankle in the game against St. Louis. And what I found to be utterly despicable, the Houston fans actually cheering when he went down.
Yeah, that was bizarre. Why would they do that? That's just not, that is not sportsmanlike. That's fair weather behavior. And I don't think you'd ever see anything like that in Pittsburgh. I mean, do you? I mean, we've had our bad times, but I don't think anyone has ever cheered for somebody who has gotten hurt and is likely to not play.
Yeah, I can't recall that ever happening. But, the fans, they were cheering. They wanted TJ Yates to come in, the backup, because, Schaub, up to last week, I believe 4 or 5 straight games when he threw a pick 6.
Mm-hmm. Oh.
So, and they got what they deserved because TJ Yates comes in and throws that 98-yard pick that was returned. So, but it's just there has to be a fine line where they think that I have a feeling their vision's blurred when it comes to football. They don't realize okay, this is an actual player here that is hurt. It's a real life injury. It's not just a game. So.
I mean, a lot of people. I mean, I think a lot of that comes with fantasy football and stuff like that, where they kind of just, they become they're objectified. I mean, that's a whole other debate that we could go into. That's it's human objectification, but that's despicable. Come on, that's your quarterback. I mean, I've said to myself, put Batch in, when I'm watching Steeler games. Put Batch in. I like Charlie Batch, but
Oh, yeah.
I would never cheer for somebody getting hurt. Despicable.
Yeah, so if I were Schaub, I would say you better start thinking of where you might want to play next year because he might not even want to be with the team. So
may not. I mean, who would want to come back to that?
Yeah.
Who would want to come back to that? But anyway.
Yeah, but also in the San Francisco-Arizona game, Calais Campbell for the Cardinals was being taken out on a stretcher. And the 49ers fans were doing the wave during this. And I mean, I've heard people say like, "Oh, it's not that bad." It's not like they're cheering when he's on a stretcher.
It's not cheering, but it's.
I just think,
I
hate
the wave's obnoxious. Don't do the wave.
I mean,
if everybody's doing it, do the wave. But like, don't start the wave.
Yeah, and like to do it when someone's being taken out on a stretcher.
Yeah, a little bit weird there. What happened in New England? New England Patriots game.
Yeah, I would say at least 9 or 10,000 fans
pieced out.
Yeah, left the game when the Saints were ahead 27-23 with under 2 minutes to go.
I mean, I'll be honest, I turned it off.
Oh, shame on you. Because I was watching it, I was like saying, they're coming back.
I mean, Brady has an excellent comeback record.
Yeah.
You're right. Shame on me.
And when he threw that interception and the Saints got the ball, I was like, oh, okay, maybe they won't. But it was a quick 3-and-out for the Saints.
Right.
The Patriots defense stopped them on that drive, and then they got it back. And, okay, you're figuring, they have no timeouts left. They just go right down the field, and he finds Ken Burrell-Tompkins in the back of the end zone, and I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, I mean, that throw made it looked like it was just meant to be. You get one of those rare throws that just looks like, wow, that was like destiny.
Yeah, and I mean, it just, now you go into, would you ever leave a game? If, say, you were at a Penguins game.
At the game?
And the Penguins were losing 4-1 with about 5 minutes to go.
4-1.
Because you know how people, we got to beat that Pittsburgh traffic.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I used to do that. I used to leave early if we were losing.
Mm-hmm.
And then I realized it's a blessing that I even get to go to the game. I make jokes with my friends all the time. They're going to write it on my tombstone. Here lies Harrison Buzzatto, Sports Buzz commentator. No, maybe, but all he ever wanted to do was go to the game.
Yeah.
So I'm at the game. I'm going to be the last person to leave. So no, I'm not leaving.
Okay.
I'm not leaving the game.
That's good.
Yeah. We're good, everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody can calm down now.
Because thankfully I've never experienced that, going to a game and then leaving ahead of time, then the team comes back to win. So
well, didn't the Red Sox come back and win too that night?
That's right. I believe it was game 2, the Tigers and the Red Sox. Tigers had a no-hitter going into the 6th inning.
That was the longest 6th inning I've ever seen.
They were up 5-0. And in the next inning, David Ortiz, what does he do? He hits a grand slam.
Boom.
And tied the game up at 5, and the Red Sox would go on to win. So it was a pretty memorable weekend in Boston.
Want to hear about my grand slam story?
Yeah.
My grand slam story consists of I've only ever seen one grand slam, and it was in Yankee Stadium, and I was with my group, my awesome Uncle Anthony and my cousin Dan, and hopefully they're listening, or hopefully they will listen at some point. But Robinson Cano cranks one. The stadium explodes. First of all, Yankee Stadium is enormous. It's like 4 tiers.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I have never seen a stadium so big. But yeah. So now that we're mentioning the ALCS and the NLCS, we may as well tell them the standings. It's what?
Yeah, on the NLCS, the Cardinals have a 3-2 edge over the Dodgers. Next 2 games are in St. Louis. And then in the ALCS, series is tied up at 2. Game 5's tonight in Detroit. And I'm thinking both of these series could go 7 games.
Yeah, I mean that's what we want to see. That's
Yeah.
exactly what's good for baseball. I mean, the Pirates series went to 5.
Yeah,
and I mean that's the only way it's competitive, because you get a blowout. I mean, where's the fun in that?
Yeah.
But what do you think of the beard thing they're doing in Boston?
It's
kind of bizarre. They all look like mountain men.
It's a good way though for their team, to come together.
Oh, sure.
During the playoffs.
Sure, why not?
But I mean, I'm not a huge fan of that. But
yeah, well,
save it for hockey.
Yeah,
not
save
baseball.
it for hockey. Save it for Brent Burns.
Yeah, Grizzly man.
Grizzly man, indeed. All right, so we got a couple minutes left. You wanted to mention your... Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, well, yeah, we might as well. This will be our downtime of the show.
Okay.
I wanted to bring up this. So Tuesday, I went to take my cat to the vet.
Okay.
And, he's doing okay right now.
Okay.
So that's good. 17-year-old cat.
What's his name?
Taz.
Tasmanian Devil.
But, so we're there, and when I'm about to leave, I see this girl and the guy come in carrying a dog.
Okay.
And I notice that this girl has a shirt on.
I'm happy.
Oh, yeah.
I'm happy about that.
With some lettering on it. So, I just want to see what the shirt says.
Okay.
So, and then she turns around. Crosby sucks.
No.
That is the first time I have seen that shirt. So I'm assuming she's a Flyers fan.
This side of the Mississippi.
I'm assuming, yeah, that's a Flyers fan because I know that they say that a lot when he's there. So I was a little surprised by that. But
that's not the only thing they say. The cover of the Philadelphia Sports magazine, that's not the title of it, but it said Sid the Squid. They called him Sid the Squid. I was like, and then Penn's blog quoted that saying that was a new one. Dude, I've been saying Sid the Squid for a long time. I don't think it's derogatory.
Yeah.
I mean, they're running out of material in there. They better stop writing jokes and start training their hockey players.
Yeah.
But really? At the vet, nonetheless.
Yeah.
Crosby sucks. Well, newsflash, my dear, if you're listening, Crosby does not suck. And
you're just mad because he's not on your team.
Well, you're just mad that, you're mad that you're at the vet and you're mad at life. I was happy she was wearing a shirt, though.
Oh, yeah.
Was she good looking?
No.
Oh, boy. That's great. That's great. I like that.
So, you have any Penguins?
Do I have any Penguins
stories? Funny stories? Have you encountered any Philadelphia fans before in your life?
I once wore a jersey to Philadelphia Airport and had 10-hour layover there. That was fun.
Huh.
Yeah, I got a lot of cat calls. I was by myself too. I was coming back from Greece. I spent a couple of weeks in the summer in Greece, and I just had, long time to sit in a corner away from people, and it wasn't a jersey, it was a Penguin shirt, but I kind of wore it on purpose.
Oh yeah.
But don't do that. You'll get harassed.
I mean, I've always wanted to go though to an away, whether it be ballpark or stadium, to wear. Because I've never done that, so
I did it in Toronto when I saw the Buccos play the Blue Jays in Toronto.
Oh, nice.
It was very, very fun. The Pirates won that game. It was really cool. Man, I think that was back when Jason Bay played for us.
Because it would just be interesting to see how the fans treat you.
Yeah. There were a bunch of Canadians up there.
Yeah.
Nothing on Canadians, but hey, you guys suck, eh?
Hey.
We won't knock on Canadians, but
yeah,
we love your sport. Continue to bring it to our country. But in other news, my dad's out of the hospital.
That's good.
He's feeling great.
That's good.
And I'm actually going to see him soon. This weekend, I'm going back. First time I've been home since the semester started. So,
wow.
So I'm gonna get some home cooking. But yeah. So what else do we have to talk about? We have 2 whole minutes.
Well, I would say we could try and fit in some Bucko talk, but we're gonna save that for next week.
Yeah.
Because we really gotta spend a lot of time dissecting what the team will look like next year.
I actually just saw yeah, for sure. We do need to do that. I just saw in my notes here, I do have 1 minute left. Just on my notes here, I saw that, we mentioned the woes of the Buffalo Sabres and how they finally got their first win. They lost a game in Minnesota in which their old